none of these NPCs are real, so it doesn't matter. Welcome to the Toxic Tavern. This is D&D Horror Stories, Dizzy Illustrator 50. My DM pretended to have a mental disability in public and called it improv. So, first, a bit of background. I started playing D&D with some friends during the pandemic. The group kind of grew and morphed over the years. Right now, we're like 13 people involved in 5 different games. One of these games involves the mentioned DM, my girlfriend's brother, and 2 other guys that I've gotten to know during these games. So yesterday, we were supposed to have the 5th session of our current campaign, a homebrew written by the DM. I was on my way to my girlfriend's brother where the session was planned to take place when he texts in his chat that his kids had gotten sick and were vomiting everywhere. So of course, we have to cancel today's session. But as I'm on the bus, I took an earlier one to be able to hang out with a bit of my soon-to-be brother-in-law before the session, and text the chat something along the lines, "Damn, I'm already on the bus to you." The DM instantly replies, saying, "Do you want to grab a coffee and some food instead?" I replied, "Yes," because why not? We have gotten along pretty well, and it would be cool to get to know him a bit more on a personal level. Oh boy, was I wrong. So we met up on the cafe. Ordered some grilled sandwiches and a large coffee drink. We chat about games, movies, different ideas for TTRPGs in the future. I noticed that he gets kind of riled up by the topics and is very excited about it. We start to joke around and laugh. Everything is good. But since there's like an hour left till his bus leaves, we take a walk around the shopping mall and look in the stores. He starts to talk is kind of loud and make some, let's just say, more controversial jokes. I get a little uncomfortable from this, mostly because there's a lot of people around and I work as a freelancer in a field where trust and professionalism is highly valued, and it wouldn't look good if some of my customers would hear the things he says right now. Just to kind of tell him to dial it down a little, he leans in and whispers, "Let's see if I can make it 100%, and laughs. At this point, I thought he got my hint and just wanted to make one last joke, but oh no. So he starts to pretend that he has some kind of mental disability. He distorts his voice and sounds a bit slow and numb, like a mixture of death and someone with a Down syndrome. Then he proceeds to interact with people working at the store and ask them stuff that a child would ask, like, "Why is this store so big? And do you have any Lego here?" I try to be a bit more stern with him and tell him to lay it off, but he doubles down and makes me look like an asshole who's angry at him for being born this way. After consistently embracing me for a good 30 minutes, we head out and he looks at the cashier dead in the eyes and says, "This is the best store I've ever been. It's so nice," with this voice that is so heavily distorted that they must have seen through his charade. Afterwards, he tells me that I have to get better at improv and that he just did this to teach me to handle uncomfortable situations. I try to tell him and explain that my reputation is very important, but he cuts me off and tells me none of these NPCs are real, so it doesn't matter. I really enjoyed our games together, but I also feel like I can't handle this kind of behavior outside of our game. I don't know much about the DM's background, and I never really understood what he works with, but I know that he's been tested for ADHD 3 times without getting a diagnosis. But the real problem here is my wedding next year. Everyone in the group is invited and the DM has signed up to hold a speech. I highly suspect that there will be a similar incident here. I tried talking to my girlfriend and her brother, but they seem not to really understand how bad it really was and just think that this is a colourful character.